Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is AMIRA binti Muhammad ZAWAWI and I am from AM 1104A. I will present about the introduction. The extensive experience in politics gained since the age of 22 give Datuk Sri Najib a lot of space to plan various initiatives to realize the mission and vision of the country. During his 40 years in politics, he held various positions in the government until he was appointed Prime Minister on 3 April 2009. And the first thing that he's taken as soon as he became the Prime Minister is to introduce the concept on One Malaysia through the slogan People First, Achievement Foremost, which is the basis of every plan implemented through transformation, regardless of race, ethnicity, and religion. Based on that commitment, Najib launched the Government Transformation Program (GTP) with two main objectives, namely to make government service delivery more effective, the interests of the people, besides creating a developed, united, and equitable society with high living standards for all. Next, the GTP also seen as an important thing in the country's journey to achieve the aspiration of Vision 2020, which is to become a high-income developed country. Najib introduced the One Malaysia and GTP concepts in the same year he took over the reins of the country and announced 6 National Key Result Areas (NKRAs) is an effort to address matters of concern to the people. The 6 strands of the NKRA are reducing crime rates, fighting corruption, expanding access to quality and affordable education, improving the living standards of low-income people, improving rural infrastructure, and improving the public transport system. And the program has been identified as a driver of economic activity that has a high potential to improve the country's economic status as well as improve the living standards of the community. In addition, from the program also in line with the desire to make Malaysia a high-income, Najib launched the Economic Transformation Program (ETP) in October 2010, Transformation National 2050, TN50, GST, and BRIM.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL binti MOHAMAD. Today, I will present to all of you about transformations of Datuk Sri Najib, which is reshaping government subsidy. Okay, first of all, Datuk Sri Najib has started introducing a true government subsidy reform, which is subsidies for gasoline, diesel, and LPG were reduced on July 16, 2010, which is as part of Malaysia's overall policy to minimize and rationalize subsidy in the 10th Malaysian plans and the new economic model. Okay, and also the government that leads from Datuk Sri Najib also announced the national support for education and healthcare will proceed, such as, for example, education fees for all students, and also health services such as Klinik Rakyat Satu Malaysia, which provide dental treatment services just only RM1 as opposed to hundreds of ringgits in the private sector. And also in this lead by Datuk Sri Najib, not only does the government provide health and education, but it also alleviates the burden of the people's cost of living by providing subsidy to verify that even the poor could own a home. And the government create an initiative to implement subsidy available for PPR house, which is a people housing project, people housing project, project that's for the lower income group, middle income group, and also civil servants. Okay. During Najib tenures, Najib abolished around 92 and replaced it with high quality gasoline, namely RON 95 at price of RM1.80 per litre. But without the subsidy, the people are not taxed, and the petrol price of RM2.20 per litre. is the 15th lowest in the world. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AMANI HAMZAH from AM 104A. Today I present about National Transformation 2050. National Transformation 2050, that was called as TN50, was introduced by Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Najib bin Abdul Razak. Datuk Seri Najib introduced this transformation is as an initiative to see a better direction for Malaysia in the next 30 years with a radical. It also be created to aim to improve the economy of Malaysia so that Malaysia can reach 2 trillion in 8 years in terms of economy, and also Malaysia can be listed among the top 20 countries in the world. And this is also show that National Transformation 2050 is a continuation of a country development from 1971 to 1991, and the construction of new economic policy was continued in 1991 to 2020. That is the vision of 2020 was created, and further 2020 until 2050. That is the national transformation 2050. For example, of responsibility to ensure the government is prepared to face the future of in terms of urbanization, lack of resources, and aging population, technological revolution, and the others. Government also can measure to face future trends is urbanization. The government by they need to build the facility for the people, such as Laluan Rail Pantai Timur (SRL). Besides, this transformation also provide an inspiration of the youth voice in terms of education to get high quality education in technology. There also the evolution of the roles of the government and civil servant assigned as facilitator for or service for people to focus and to reduce the duplication of a government role. Thank you.
Economic Transformation Program, which is ETP. ETP is an initiative by the Malaysian government to turn Malaysia into a high-income economy by the year of 2020. It is managed by the Performance Management and Delivery Unit Pemandu, an agency under the Prime Minister Department of Malaysia. Launched on 21 September 2010, ETP is a comprehensive effort that will transform Malaysia into a high-income nation by 2020. It will lift Malaysia gross national income (GNI) per capita from 23,700 in 2009 to more than 45,000 in 2020, propelling the nation to the level of other high-income nations. The Economic Transformation Program has transformed Malaysia into a successful, well-diversified economy. ETP has created some 2.26 million new jobs and moved the gross national income up by nearly 50%. Datuk Seri Najib Razak said Malaysia's success in transforming its economy into a well-diversified and inclusive one had also allowed the unemployment and inflation rates to be kept low. Datuk Seri Najib Razak said that ETP is his biggest contribution as Prime Minister in his attempt to lift Malaysia from the middle income trap through various transformation programs.
Assalamualaikum. My name is NURUL HAFIZAH binti MOHAMAD. I come from class AM 1104A. Today I will present about the transformation politics in Najib leadership. The transformation done by Najib in Malaysia is he give a brim. Since Malaysia gains independence from 1960 until now, subsidy has been social policy in government planning to support economic growth in Malaysia. The reason behind BRIM given by government is to ease the living of the poor group in Malaysia. BRIM, or we call as Bantuan Rakyat Satu Malaysia, is devised by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak as part of effort to ease burden of lower income group in Malaysia. Next is the Barisan Nasional Government has always been listening to plight of the poor pupil, and thus a program has to be devised to help the lower income group cushion the high cost of living in Malaysia. However, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak maintains that BRINC is an economic measure and not a bribe. He said BRINC was a social safety net recommended by the National Fiscal Committee comprising officials from the Economic Planning Unit. The effectiveness in outcome of the program may include the operating efficiency and get more people to benefit from government objective. Hence, the effectiveness performance of the policy will have a direct impact of government gaining the expected result that government need to monitor the progress of the BRINC program. Moreover, from that incentive also, the people can know what the best government can control the country. Because the people need the incentive from the government to ensure their life is better. Lastly, this initiative should be given continuously among communities that have financial problems or given to low-income communities and thus with large family members in order to help us the burden of expenses. That's all. Okay, for the conclusions for the overall, which is the government, which is led by Datuk Seri Najib Razak, will continue to implement the transformations policies that have been set as to ensure that Malaysians becomes a high income developed country by 2020. And also, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak must continue to move on the existence apart as the time to achieve the visions to approaching the visions and missions. And also the all structure change and policy decided must be implemented to ensure that the country's economy can continue to grow at a rate of between 6 and 7%. And also moreover, the Prime Minister add that subsidy adjustments measure, for example, would not be made suddenly to reduce its impacts on the people. And also, Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak assured that the government is also committed to continue to protect the facts of the low-income group, lower middle class and civil servant. And also, according to Datuk Seri Najib Razak, the government is ready to implement more development projects as well as provide incentive to the group when the country's economy is getting stronger. That's all for me. Thank you.